Panasonic's SJ-MR230 is a great MDLP recorder with a nice charging speaker dock. This unit was working well, but the record button didn't do anything. You saw me take one apart earlier, so let's see what's wrong with this one. Everything's working fine except for record. Push eject to release the device. Okay, let's take out the disc and battery. Time to take it apart. First, the screws to release the bottom case. Remember to read the rules on my blog or this video's description for the giveaway rules. This is my personal giveaway, not affiliated with Google nor YouTube. Don't have to remove the battery cover, so let's just hinge the bottom cover off. Here's the connector for the top buttons. It's nice and easy to remove. Okay, now for the top lid. This model requires the removal of a trim ring. It's hooked in on one side, then we can remove it. Let's get in with tweezers and get it out. Once it's unhooked, we can carefully work it around. Oops, one more screw. Let's loosen this flex cable for the top buttons. Now we can gently remove this. It's hooked into the rear jack side, so let's loosen it and flip it around so we can remove it without breaking the tab. Here's the top button array. Let's put this aside for now. This top lid won't come off without unhooking both sides. On this side, we'll want to undo the hook. There's a hook near my thumb that hangs onto the board. We're almost ready to remove it. Just need to remove that flex cable. Okay, now we can remove the top lid. Pretty clean. Let's put that aside for now and get back to the lid where the record slider is. Just one screw holds in the control panel. Lift out from the bottom since it's hooked into the top. Here you can see the flexible pieces used for the record slider. That slider needs to flip that little switch I'm pointing to. Let's check to see if it's lined up right. Hinge it in from the top, but watch out for the up-down volume buttons, since those can be easily broken. Okay, it looks like the record slider is hitting the switch properly. I still want to clean off that little mark by the LCD. It's under the plastic cover. There are two tabs to press down on first. Okay, so now the plastic is loose, but I still can't easily get to the LCD. Very slim entry point if I don't want to damage the LCD, so let's get in there with a post-it note. I got it out. Okay, let's press this back into place and test the recording. Again, line up the top edge and lower it carefully, making room for the volume buttons. Oops, let's align the hold switch. Just one screw to secure this panel. Okay, so back to the main unit. Record head looks okay, but let's test the continuity. I can hear the tone, so it should be fine. If this is working, my plan is to give it away, so let's clean and lube it. Quick spin on the lens, then the rail and gear shaft. Now for a bit of white lithium grease. Before we can go any further, we'll need to put the top panel and trim back together. First, align the buttons. Make sure the eject slider is back, and we'll put the mech in place, this tab first. Hold it all in place while we put one screw in. Okay, this will hold it while we put the trim back. Let's start by hooking the trim into the rear, jack side. Just work around the battery door. Once it looks like it's in place, hook in the last part. Okay, looks good. Let's connect the flex cable. This little trim piece by the headphone jack came loose on this one, so let's get that back into place. Then we get the bottom lid on, jack side first. Okay, everything looks good, so let's screw it back together. We need to hook both sides of the MD tray on. This side hooks in easily. Here we need a bit of leverage to hook it on. Okay, let's screw it back together, then test. Just a bit of cleanup. Okay, let's set up for testing. The multi-cradle connects the speakers and power adapter. It charges the gum stick while it's docked. And plays through the speakers when connected to AC power, with a battery in it. Playback and controls are fine. Let's test recording. I've connected a mic, and there are just 5 tracks here on this test disc. Okay, record slider works. Let's test. Testing, testing. Writing. Remember to enter the giveaway before January 1, 2024. See the video description or blog for rules and details. Let's see if it plays what we recorded. Looks good. 6 tracks instead of 5. Yep, that's me. It's all working. As always, thanks for watching.